Hey y'all, it's your boy Bree back at it again with the makeup videos. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about how I made my makeup skills better and how I went from looking like a dead person to looking like this, like less dead person. I don't know, ignore me. Anyway, so before we get started, I just wanted to share a few more things that I didn't really say in the video that I think are really important. So number one, it's kind of sucks to hear, but higher end makeup products work better. So if you're really struggling with your makeup game, I suggest trying out maybe one or two like really good products, especially like eyebrows and face products. I think that those are important to kind of invest your money in, and it's really helped me personally get from where I was to where I am now. And then number two, watch makeup tutorials. And I know like not everybody has the time to sit down like I do and just watch every single video that they can get their hands on, but that's how I honestly really learned how to do makeup, and that's how I got the courage to even try. So my suggestion to you, if you really want to get good at makeup, is watch a whole bunch of videos and then sit down and try it yourself. Obviously I'm not like the Da Vinci of, was he an artist? The Michelangelo of makeup quite yet, but I definitely have gone from a place where I couldn't even do eyeshadow to a place where I can do some fun things with it. And all that I credit completely to makeup tutorials and artists like Manny MUA and Laura Lee and Nikki's tutorials. Like, they're some of my idols, honestly, and I think that watching their videos has really helped me become much better at doing my own makeup. So yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the video. Okay, so the first way that I like majorly improved the longevity of my makeup is by using a primer. I didn't used to do this, and I have like super oily skin, so the makeup would just be like completely gone by the end of the day. So I started using this Rimmel Stay Matte, and I've pretty much never strayed from this except for when I tried the Benefit Professional, but like on my oily skin it didn't work out. Like, I filled pores and everything just fine, but it didn't really keep my makeup on any longer. So I really like this stuff, and it actually does a pretty good job of filling my pores too, so I highly recommend it to anyone who has the same issues as I do. So I'm just gonna start by applying that. So in terms of foundation, I think I've showed this before. The way that I really like to apply it is by using a silicone sponge first and then going in with like a beauty sponge, because I think it helps give better coverage and use a little bit less of your makeup. But honestly, like, the real game changer here is the beauty sponge wet. Like, if you don't wet your beauty sponge, what are you doing? Like, I used to do it like that, and it was I mean, it worked and everything. I'll show you the difference. Just give me a second here. So if you don't wet the sponge, this is what your makeup kind of ends up looking like. You can put it on and it's pretty full coverage and everything, but it just doesn't blend and like go in the way you want it to. It's almost like you're using this guy, and I don't know, it blends so much better and easier, and it kind of it's like picking up the product. I don't know, it's weird. I don't like using a dry sponge anymore now that I've discovered the world of wet sponges, but yeah, so tip number two, wet your beauty sponge. It will change everything, promise. Okay, so my next makeup game changing trick is to not put a brightening, like, lighter concealer on your blemishes, like because it kind of brings them to the foreground and it draws the eye to that brighter area, and you generally don't want that. If you do want that, by all means go for it, but I personally do not want people staring at my problematic skin, so I just put it in the areas that I want to highlight and bring forward, so under my eye, my forehead, my nose, and on a little bit on my chin, just to kind of draw the attention more towards those areas and to make my face look like it's not just, you know, two-dimensional. So the next trick I have up my sleeve is to press your powder onto your skin rather than like swiping it and swirling it around. I find that this helps cover your pores a little bit better. And for me at least, it keeps me matte a little bit longer. And I also generally put a little bit of extra powder on and just leave it there until I'm done with my makeup, and then I'll kind of swipe it away. And that also helps keep my skin from being too oily too quickly. Like, it just will get oily throughout the day, like that's inevitable pretty much, but I just find that doing it this way really helps me personally. So just gonna stamp that on. Okay, my trick for my eyebrows is actually just straight doing my eyebrows, because back in the day, pretty much till like maybe 2 years ago, I never did my eyebrows. I don't think anybody really did, but like me especially never did them. I have like pretty thick brows already. They're really dark, so I don't do too much to them generally, but you know. And then I guess my other thing that I always do is to brush out like all the powder and stuff with a spoolie before I go in, just because it helps me know where my brows are, and you know, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do my brows real quick. Okay, so I've already done this because I didn't think it was like necessarily something revolutionary, but I always prime my eyelids with my concealer just because it gives it like a nice light base for everything to like stand out on, I guess. Eyeshadow will work just fine if you just do it without this step, but I find personally that my eyelids get really oily, so if I don't like put something on there and then set it with some sort of powder, my eyeshadow will just like crease up and look really gross by the end of the day. And this way I found that it doesn't do that. So, and then I guess the next trick would be to set the concealer always with like a light shade, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. Okay, so I think my major like #1 trick for eyeshadow is this dang mirror right here. It is so, okay, it's a little freaky the first time you use it because it's a magnifying mirror, so you can probably tell. So when you like first look into it, if you're looking from like back here, all I can see is my nose, like, and it looks really weird, but having that like nice up close like and personal view of your own face sucks, but also helps you really get a good blend, because you can tell when something has a weird edge or if something's like not looking right. It just really helps get in there and like look pretty good. That's actually my #1 trick for pretty much all my makeup, is this magnifying mirror. If you don't have one, you should definitely get one. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do like my pretty typical everyday look, I guess, for this look today. Gonna start with this guy as a transition, and transition shades are also another one of my like saving graces when it comes to eyeshadow, because if you just go in with like a dark color right away, it won't really blend very well and it kind of looks weird, at least in my experience. So if you wanted to do like a smoky eye, it's really helpful for me at least to start with a lighter shade and then go a little bit darker and a little bit darker and just build it up until you get to that darkness that you want. So yeah, I'm gonna just transition it up. Okay, I'm gonna keep it really simple. Okay, so then the next shade I'm gonna take is this like a little bit darker brown, so you guys can kind of see what I mean about like building it up. I'm just doing a really simple look today because I'm about to like wear this out. And by out I mean again to Leanne's basketball game. So you really don't have to be a pro to like do makeup. You honestly just need this mirror. It's like my saving grace. I don't know where it's from. I don't remember, but when I get back to Flagstaff, I have like the little cord thing. Maybe it says on the back. No, it doesn't. It also lights up, which is very convenient at nighttime. And if you don't have good lighting, because generally I don't have good lighting. so it helps a lot. And since I'm not going anywhere crazy today, I'm just gonna take this little darkisher brown and put that in my outer V into my crease. And this is like our dark color that I would never like start with first. So this brush is dual-ended from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It came with the Prism palette. So I'm just gonna take the other side of that, and then for my shimmer shades, like the main thing that really helps me is spraying it with setting spray to get it to stick to your eye better. It feels a little weird because it's like wet on your eye. By the way, I'm taking that shade right here. It's just like a neutrally shimmery color. It's kind of pinky, but we'll ignore that for now. But yeah, anyway, so I really like spraying it in close proximity to the brush, and then that gets it wet and it helps it stick to your eye. I think I've mentioned this before in previous videos that I always do this, but it just really helps build up that intensity. Okay, and then sometimes after I put that shimmery shade on, I'll just take like the little fluffy brush I was using before, and I'll kind of go over the edges just to make sure they're a little more blended, because sometimes it can get kind of cray up in here. Okay, so there's that. And then the next thing that really like changed my game, made me a little more dramatic the way that I like it now, is doing under eye eyeshadow. So especially if you're doing a darker look, I think this is really helpful because it will balance out your eyes more. So if you have like a really dark look up here and you have nothing down here, it just kind of looks weird. It's like if you put mascara on your top lashes and not your bottom lashes, it just kind of looks weird. I don't know if that's just me or if everybody's like that, but I have to do the under eye eyeshadow or I feel like I look strange. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and I'm gonna use that darker, I'm like the same colors, so you guys get it by now. And I always put the darker one on the outside and the lighter one on the inside for a highlight. So my next little thing, I guess, it's not really a trick, I just always put black eyeliner in my waterline because I like the way it makes my eyes look. A lot of people will put like a nude or like some sort of like lighter color in there to open their eyes up, but I already look like a child, so I don't need like big eyes to look even younger, I guess. So I always use a black liner in my waterline, and then I always use two mascaras, a lengthening and like a thickening. I don't know if that's what these are meant for, but that's how they work on me, so yeah, I'll do that real quick. Okay, so the next way that I like really upped my makeup game is by using like a bronzer / contour. If you can tell, I have like a pretty round baby looking face, so I use like a tapered brush and a bronzer or contour, sometimes I do contour, to like give myself some actual cheekbones and give myself an actual jawline. It's basically just like faking it, which, you know, is great. It's like not a necessary step and you definitely don't have to do it, but for me personally, I think I like the way my face looks better when I do it. So I'm gonna do that. I also like to go a little bit above where my natural like crevice is, I guess, because I think it makes my cheekbones look a little bit higher and I look a little less chubby in the face. And it makes my face look longer too. I don't really have like anything about blush, so I'm just gonna do it, I guess. Keeping this look pretty low key, so I'm gonna use Angelic and just, you know, blush it up a little. Okay, and the next way that I like really upped my makeup game to where it made people actually think I was good at makeup is by using highlighter. And honestly, I don't know what I would do without highlighter. The very first highlighter I ever owned is this guy by Becca. It's Moonstone. And I can't open it because I'm dumb, but as you can see, it's quite well loved. And I wore this literally every day for like 6 months on end, and I don't know, I really love highlighter. it's like one of those steps that it brings your whole look together. It adds like a little bit of extra something, and it makes people actually believe like, hey, that girl's good at makeup. Like, her highlight is blinding me. She knows what she's doing. When I really don't know what I'm doing, I just kind of make it up as I go. But, you know, whatever helps people think I'm good, I guess. Okay, I have chosen. This is Exposed by Tarte, and it's like this nice little soft gold color, and it smells like chocolate, and that makes me very happy, so I'm gonna use it. And then like the last, well no, second to last way that I've really upped my makeup game is by actually applying lipstick. I used to be terrified of lipstick, and the only one I owned that I would ever wear that wasn't like a gloss, where is it? This guy. It's this like nude, it's old, I've used it a lot. This is Blushing Beige by Maybelline, and it's such a light color. It's pretty much the color that my lips are right now, maybe even lighter than this. I think it's even lighter than like foundation lips, and I would only ever wear this because I was so afraid to put color on my lips. Not because I like don't like my lips, I was just like, I'm gonna look so weird, like I hate it. So I never really wore lipstick. And then over this summer, I think I saw Rihanna like rocking an orange lip, and I was like, I can rock an orange lip, that's easy. So then I bought an orange lipstick, and the rest is history. Now I own like 500 bajillion lipsticks, and I'm obsessed. So yeah, that's like the last way that I've really upped my game, and I'm not gonna go for a dark or anything crazy today. I really love these Jeffree Star liquid lips. This one is probably my go-to. It's Chrysanthemum. You've probably seen it in many videos before, so I'm just gonna apply it, and yeah. Okay, and then the last way that I've really like solidified my makeup routine is by using a setting spray. I think we all know this by now. I use the Urban Decay De-Slick, again because I have super oily skin, and this helps my makeup last like forever. Not really, but like it will last a lot longer if I use it versus when I don't. And it also really helps, oh shoot, I forgot to take the powder off my forehead. Okay, we're back. Anyway, it also really helps like melt the powder into my skin, instead of like, because right now my makeup, if I look up close, it just looks like I have a ton of powder. My skin looks really dry and gross, but once I spray this on, it all kind of like melts together, and it just looks a lot more seamless and a lot more flawless. So I guess that's like my last trick on how I, you know, get my makeup to look good. Alright, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is all I have for you today. I hope you learned something, or at the very least were semi-entertained by this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye! I don't know why. I don't know.